Alabama Hills is an area on the east side of the Sierra Nevada mountain range, and it's just outside of Lone Pine. It is a beautiful area of unusual rock formations. In fact, a lot of movies have been filmed there.
It's called Movie Road, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, because of all the movies that have been filmed there. And in the past, we've been able to camp wherever we want. But we went this time, and guess what?
Very disappointing news to tell you, folks.
No camping at Alabama Hills.
We'll explain more. I'm James.
I'm Paul, and of course our travel companion, Chompers.
She called her agent and said it's too hot for filming, so she's out of here.
All right, bye, Chompers.
Now you just got us. Alabama Hills is just outside Lone Pine, California. You can access it on Whitney Portal Road from the south, or from the north, Moffett Ranch Road. Currently, there was a flood, so the Whitney Portal Road is washed out, and there's a big detour that's even further south. Not too much more out of your way. We came in the north end, Moffett County Road, or Moffett Ranch Road. Yeah. And it follows a river for a little while, so it's actually quite green. And then when the green disappears and the river kind of fades away, you get these amazing rocky views, these amazing vistas of the Sierras and all these washed boulders just before it.
That's where Alabama Hills really begins. And in the past, we've been able to camp wherever we want among the boulders. And some of these rock formations have just beautiful views of the eastern Sierra Nevada. So it's really neat to be camping among the rocks and looking up and seeing snow-covered Sierra
And those
peaks.
rocks and those scenes have been backdrops for many, many westerns, and you can read about Movie Road.
Yeah, that's why they call it Movie Road.
It turns into Movie Road, and there are lots of scenes. Gunga Din has a very famous location there. I mean, that's an old movie.
But it's such a typical Western area that it became popular for lots of movies.
Dry and arid, but right now, snow-capped mountains still, and we're in the end of June.
Yeah. But recently, Bureau of Land Management, BLM, has changed what you can do in Alabama Hills. Yeah.
When something gets too good and too popular, things change.
I guess people ruin everything. They've turned most of Alabama Hills into day use area. We drove around to all our favorite little campsites, and they all had day use only signs. And at the beginning of Alabama Hills is a map that says everything is day use, but there are some designated camp areas. Now, we tried to find these designated camp areas, and I don't think they're made for RVs. We actually scratched up our RV trying to get down some roads to find some camping areas, but we could not find any that were RV suitable.
It seems that they're deterring RVs and wanting just maybe tent camping and trucks and cars. I'm not sure. But
yeah, and mostly day use, because everything now has a sign. Day use only with a no tenting sign.
We could not get far enough in to find any of these camping spots.
Yeah, and we drove from one end to the other and couldn't find anything close to the road suitable for an RV.
Unfortunate, we were quite disappointed. Yeah. However, that's how the reality works.
Another thing that the Bureau of Land Management did is start a permit system, which is a little confusing. At the kiosk at the beginning of Alabama Hills on Movie Road, there is a stack of permits, and it says you need to have a permit to camp here, and it's a piece of paper. It doesn't cost anything. You just, I guess, sign it to agree to the rules, and you have to have it on you if they ask. It wasn't clear. It's very confusing. I think the whole idea is they don't want you to camp in Alabama Hills. It's probably been run over. Too many people camped there in the past, so all of a sudden the door has been shut. And I think unless you've got a 4x4 and a tent, there really is no more camp.
We did see a few signs saying restoration or restoring area, so obviously it's just too many people, too much. So we cannot camp there. Do not fear. There are several campgrounds in the area.
True.
We are, for our third time, at Tuttle Creek Campground, which is not very far at all. Even if you want a day pass and use those day uses, you can make this your home base.
10-minute drive, maybe?
If you have a tow car or ability to take off for the day. Tuttle Creek Campground has a creek running through the middle of it, and it's nice and cool and chilly. And I didn't jump in this time, but I think a couple years ago video showed us jumping in. It's a really nice campground. Rises up on sort of the foothills, so it's got beautiful reverse vista views down of the valley and of a lake.
There's 81 sites here that are, as James said, terraced. There's water fill-up stations all around, and not just for filling up containers. You can actually do an RV fill-up here, which is nice. And right at the beginning of the campground is a dump station. So you can actually, if you're boondocking, the rest of the campground is boondocking. But if you're boondocking, you can refill your tanks and dump your tanks. So you could actually stay here for a while.
And there are several bathrooms around the campground as well.
Yeah. So although it's not the same as camping in Alabama Hills, I mean, you're not camping alone, you know, amongst the rocks with beautiful views. It is a nice campground, and you can day trip to Alabama Hills and use all the day use areas that you could formerly camp in.
One thing that's really kind of interesting about this campground is they have 2 campsites that are actually for people who travel with horses.
Oh,
they have
yeah.
little corrals, and you can put your horse out in the corral at night, like putting the kids out to play or something. That's very fun.
Which is kind of cool.
My little hint, I love eastern morning sun. And what that gives you, when you put your front door facing east, which in this case is down the valley, looking at this beautiful view, not only do you get beautiful views at sunset because the sun is behind you, but you're in the shade. Your RV offers you shade in the afternoon, but you get that beautiful morning sun and a beautiful view at your front door. Chompers loves to lay in the sun in the morning. That's my suggestion. On the southern side of the campground, when you back in, you'll face downhill, and that's our hint.
So even though Alabama Hills is not a camping place anymore, which is kind of a bummer for us because it was always one of our favorite BLM spots, there are nearby options like here at Tuttle Creek. So don't not come to Alabama Hills, just know that you're not going to be able to camp in Alabama Hills. You're going to have to camp at one of the nearby campgrounds.
And you're very close to the cute little town
Of Lone Pine.
Lone Pine, where there's cafes and
Yeah.
bakeries and little
Lots of
groceries
cool things
and
to do.
resupply.
Yeah. So please get in the car, still come to Alabama Hills, and if you liked our videos and the information we share, please hit that like button, subscribe, and if you hit that bell for notifications, you'll get notified every time we post a new video.
So go out and watch some westerns that
That's
were
right.
filmed on Movie Road. Check out Wikipedia, I'm sure there's a list.
Yep.
And let us know what you think, how beautiful it is. We've got some footage here for you as well. And until then, maybe we'll see you near Lone Pine camping
Yeah.
sometime.
See you on a rock.
Take care.
Thanks for watching. Bye now.